Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday in the Kitchen. I'm Ian, and if you're new here, every Thursday I get in my real kitchen with my real groceries and we figure out how to make life a little simpler. Tonight I'm going to make biscuits, and I mean from scratch biscuits, and I'm going to show you how to do it even if you don't have half the ingredients the recipe calls for, because that's what we do here. We improve, we adapt, and we eat well anyway, as you can tell. But here's the thing, tonight's show isn't really about biscuits. It's about something I wrote a couple weeks ago on my blog that's been sitting with me. I wrote a blog post called What I Wish I Knew Before My First Pampered Chef Cooking Show. And as I was writing it, I kept thinking this isn't just advice for hosts, this is a whole different way of thinking about what a pampered chef party actually is. So tonight we're going to make biscuits. We're going to talk about what makes these shows so special. So stick with me. There's going to be something in this for you. Do me a favor, drop a hello in the comments so I know you're here. Right now I won't be able to see it, but I'll respond back to you once I'm able to see it, once it posts. All right, so let's get started with these biscuits. So what the biscuit recipe is, it's 3 ingredient biscuits. It calls for self-rising flour, butter, and buttermilk. But of course, do I always have buttermilk? No. Do I have self-rising flour? No. I'm not going to run to the store, so we're going to make do. So the first thing to do is we got to make some self-rising flour. So basically the recipe is self-rising flour is just regular flour with leavening. So the recipe is for every cup of regular flour, you're going to add in a half a teaspoon of baking powder and a quarter teaspoon of salt. So that's what we're going to do. The recipe calls for 2 cups of flour. So I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. All right. And then the recipe also needs some salt. For every cup of flour, you need a quarter teaspoon of salt. So for this, we're using 2 cups, so I've got a half a teaspoon measured. And we're just going to add that in. Nothing hard. And then I'm going to take my whisk and whisk these ingredients together. All right, now I'm going to turn you down so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so the next thing we have to do is we need butter. So here's the secret to this recipe. I have taken, it calls for 1 stick of butter. And what I've done is I have frozen it. So it's nice and frozen. And what we're going to do is we're going to grate this into our flour. I'm going to use our adjustable grater. And I'm going to start it out since it's a full stick of butter. I'm just going to use my hands. But we're going to grate this in. And what's going to happen is this gets into the oven. This butter is going to release nice steam and flavor and make your biscuits light and fluffy. So anything, that's what I like about cooking in your kitchen. You don't have everything. You could always adapt, change things up. Those are my notes. I'm just Doesn't have to be pretty. You're just getting all this in here. There's no need for a pastry cutter. You know, in your recipes, you have a pastry cutter. You use forks or anything like that to mix your butter in. Don't need to do it. You could actually pre-grate this and just add it in. Unlike me, which I'm doing it live, but that's the beauty of cooking live. All right, now that it's getting a little close to my fingers, I'm going to pull the guard. I'm going to put the guard on, drop my butter in there, and I'm going to put it. All right. Just want to see the door. So, just watch your fingers. Use your flat hand. Back in the old days before we had the guards. Okay. And I'm just going to mix this in. So these are buttermilk biscuits, but unfortunately, I don't have buttermilk. Let me find my towel. It's not something I always carry in the house, have in the house, because buttermilk biscuits, that's about what we use it for. So my go-to is this wonderful cultured buttermilk blend. And what's nice about this is you use this, it's a powder, and you use 4 tablespoons of it and 1 cup of butter, and you get the equivalent to 1 cup of buttermilk. But the nice thing is you don't have to mix it with the water. You just take it and add it into your flour mixture. So we're going to do 4 tablespoons. That's 3. And of course, I'm using our adjustable measuring spoon, so you can dial down whatever measurement you need. And with that, I'm going to mix that in. And then we're going to add 1 cup of water. And I'm going to add it in batches to see how my flour reacts, how my batter's going, because it changes with the humidity. You just want to bring it together. So that's how we get by if you don't have self-rising flour and buttermilk. Those are little tricks of the trade. This is going to use all of it. But you're going to have a shaggy nice little shaggy dough. Okay, I'm going to clean up, get some of my equipment out of the way. I'm going to get some flour on my mat. And I'm just going to dump it out. And get all that yummy dough out. All right, that goes in my dish sink. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. If I wasn't doing this live, I would just get in there, but y'all don't want to see me spending time washing my hands once I get this done. So we're going to do some gloves just for easy cleanup. Because of course my hands were impeccably clean before I started. So we're going to fold this in. And I'm going to add some more flour. And what we're going to do, we're going to fix it in, get everything going. Hard to work with gloves. All right, and here's a little secret that I learned from a pastry chef. I'm going to take some butter, some soft butter. This is going to even add more yumminess to this. And I'm just going to smear it over a little layer. And then I'm going to fold it, sort of like puff pastry. We're going to fold and book. We're going to build up these layers. Flatten it out. All right, that's good enough. And I'm lazy. You don't even need to roll it out. You just need to flatten it out. I'm going to go up like about there, about to my first knuckle. I'm going to try and square it up. And I'm not even going to use a biscuit cutter. I'm going to take it a little bit. I'm going to try and make a rectangle. And then all I'm going to do is cut. Cut it in half lengthwise. You don't want to drag. You just want to push down and divide it. And I'm going to get 8 good-sized biscuits out of it. The reason you don't want to drag it, just like if you would use a biscuit cutter, you just go flour your cutter really good and push down and pop it off. Because if you twist like that, it's not going to rise well. It's not going to puff well. And then this is really easy. Just going to stick it on a stone. I have my oven at 400 degrees. Just arrange them a little bit. My oven's been preheated for a while. Not rocket science, nothing pretty, just nice, easy, no hard work re-rolling batter your dough to get more out. They're going to go in there. I have it on my convection side, so it should take about 12 minutes. So, get you back up here. I need to get a gimbal to where I could do this automatically. It will come in time. So I talked about the buttermilk substitute. Like I said, if I don't have the ingredients, I figure out a workaround. And that's an easy workaround. And that's what Google is for. Google, ChatGPT, they'll find you the workarounds. I will get the frozen butter idea to Carla from the Food Network. I've watched her do one of her biscuit recipes, and it was an aha moment. And since I've been doing it, my biscuits come out nice and fluffy and got nice little layers, so much better. So I'll give that to her. So it's in 400 degrees, probably 12 minutes. I have it on convection, so we'll see. I'll check on it. Hopefully they'll be done by the time I'm here. Unfortunately, I'm not as good as, the cooks on TV where I have a swap out. I had technical issues this afternoon, so I couldn't get my swap out going. So we're going to wing it and see how it goes. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the blog that I wrote. I wrote in the post a couple weeks ago that when I went and started having my parties back in 1995, I realized having a good party was really based on the hosts. I mean, I go in and I cook, but how the host approaches everything is what makes a good party. I'm there. Most people think that when you're going to a party, you're going there for a sales show, and that's not our goal. Our goal is to get in there, have some fun. I'm not to impress anybody. I'm not there to dazzle. I'm just there to help make everybody comfortable, and have some fun. What surprised me the most, your guests don't know what to expect. Back in those days, they didn't know what to expect. They thought it was like Tupperware or something like that, and we were doing sales. The other thing I wrote about is that the one I wanted you to hear is that the host makes or breaks the event. A good host is a secret ingredient. They invite the right people. Their friends, their family, people who actually enjoy spending time with each other. They create the space. And what I do is show up and I make them look good. You provide, in the way I do it is you get the paper products that we serve because I do demos and everybody gets to taste. You provide the drinks, and to make it easy on you, I do the grocery shopping because I know what I need, and you just reimburse me for it. Of course, I'm not there to spend all your money. It's all about saving money and having a good time and getting good recipes out of everything. And the truth, every single time people walk out surprised because they didn't know how much they laughed. Surprised at how useful the tools are, surprised that they had so much fun at what they expected to be a sales thing. That's what I love about this. It doesn't matter how perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm a pampered chef. I'm not a perfect chef. I will tell you, my first show, I burnt something. Back in those days, people had not heard of Pampered Chef that much, so we did a lot of recipes. We did lots of pizzas and desserts, and I burned something. But you know what? We had the best time, and it was a party I'll never forget. It was with a friend, and she invited her friends, and we had a blast. So here's what I have to say to you directly, and I'm going to say it that I would tell my friends. If you ever thought about hosting a cooking show, if someone's mentioned it to you and you thought, oh, maybe someday, I want you to know that it is way easier and way more fun than you're you could imagine. You don't have to do anything except invite the people you like and let me handle the rest. Like I said, you get the paper products and the drinks, and I handle the rest. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I know how to make it comfortable. I know how to make it fun. And I know how to make biscuits with 3 ingredients when you don't have the right 3 ingredients. It's all about improvising. We could do an improvise. You get the products, and if something's missing, we figure it out. But that's how it is. If you're curious, just comment the word kitchen down in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Or if you got a friend who hosts get-togethers, share this video with them. Going across the top is my YouTube. You can go to my YouTube and see it. Also, if you're having issues and you don't know where to start in the kitchen, you could go to my website. There's a kitchen quiz. I ask you some questions to figure out what you're having problems with, what issues you're having, and I try and come up with some ideas for you. Nothing hard. You get a little free gift for filling that out. You get some easy recipes that get you in, because that's my job as an RN. I would come home and cook, and I don't like to spend time after working 13 hours on the floor on my feet. I want something that I can put together quick or easy, or before my shift and I have leftovers. But like last week, I did the 15-minute Italian sausage and pasta dish, 1 pot, 15 minutes, and it was wonderful. Matter of fact, we ate on it 2 days, my mom and me, and the second day it was even better because all the flavors, we had it the Saturday night after, and it was delicious. Really healthy Italian sausage, spinach, everything like that. It was good. So remember, I want to thank you for spending the time with me here. Oh, I didn't put a timer on. I'm bad. Let's see what it looks like. Oh. I'm going to show you what they look like so far. Don't do this in your own kitchen. I got it brown. They got about 5 more minutes. But see how nice and puffy they are? And see the butter melting out of them? So I'm going to put them in to finish. I got about 5 more minutes, and I know you don't want to be here listening to me for 5 more minutes, because my goal is 15 minutes or more. So I will drop the recipe, the original recipe, and the trade outs so you don't have to go grocery shopping in the notes once I'm able to post the video. But remember, secret, freeze your butter, grate it into your flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, for every cup of regular flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That goes for every recipe. So if you have 3 cups of, calls for 3 cups of self-rising flour, you do the math. I was an accountant, but do you think I'm going to do the math? I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder 3 times, and then I do know that it's 3/4 teaspoon of salt. But that's how easy it is. If you don't have buttermilk, you don't need to keep buttermilk, because how often do we buy buttermilk and it goes bad? You take this. I got this at the W Mart, and you open it and put it in the refrigerator, and it lasts. And whenever you need buttermilk, you just use this and water instead. Like I said, you don't need to mix it together. You add this into the dry ingredients and then add water to everything. All right. So I want to thank y'all for joining me. If anything of this hit a chord with you, drop it in the notes and I'll get back with you. If you know a friend that is looking for ideas for in the kitchen, or you know anybody that's looking for information like this, I'm here every Thursday. The next 2 weeks, I won't be live, but I will be posting a video. Um, I'm going to be, I have a meeting next Thursday, and then the following Thursday, I'm in Chicago at Pampered Chef Conference. So maybe I'll try stream live there and not do a recipe and just show you around the venue up there. We'll see. All right. But again, thank you for joining me. You have a wonderful night. Remember, don't be scared to get in the kitchen. It's easy. There's workarounds, and we get you in and out of the kitchen really fast and with healthy meals. All right. And again, check out my website or check out my other videos at YouTube at Ian Barnett RN. And y'all have a wonderful night. Bye.